Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take you on a little journey today. There was once a young man named Daniel. Daniel lived in a small town by the sea, a place where ships came and went, and everyone seemed to know their role in life. Some were fishermen, some were blacksmiths, and some simply followed the path their fathers and mothers had laid out for them. But Daniel was different. He had a dream that seemed far bigger than the town he lived in. He wanted to build something with his own hands, something that would outlast him. A workshop where people could create, invent, and bring their ideas to life. Every day, Daniel would pass by the old blacksmith shop. The clang of metal echoed through the street, sparks flying as the iron met the hammer. He would stop and watch for a few moments. And one day, the blacksmith noticed him standing there. The man with his strong arms and weathered face called out, "You seem curious, boy. What's on your mind?" Daniel replied, "I want to do what you do. I want to create, to build, but I don't know where to begin." The blacksmith laughed, not out of mockery, but in kindness. "You think I waited for the perfect day to begin? You think I waited for the iron to be ready before I picked up this hammer? No, I struck first. The iron becomes hot when you strike it, not the other way around." Those words stayed with Daniel. That night, lying in bed, he thought about how often he had been waiting for the right time, the right opportunity, the right sign. He realized he had been waiting for life to hand him permission, when in truth, life had been waiting for him. The next morning, Daniel took action. He borrowed a few tools, found some scrap metal, and began to practice in his backyard. His hands blistered, the metal bent in ways he didn't expect, and his first creations were crooked and rough. People in town laughed when they saw his attempts. "Daniel, you're not a blacksmith," they said. "You're wasting your time." But Daniel remembered the blacksmith's words. He didn't stop. He struck again and again. Every mistake taught him something new. Every failure made him stronger. Slowly, the crooked pieces became straighter, the rough edges smoother. Months turned into years. What began as a few clumsy attempts in a backyard became something greater. Daniel built his own workshop, small at first, but filled with passion. People began to notice. A farmer asked him to mend a broken plow. A sailor brought him a damaged anchor. Soon, word spread that Daniel's hands could shape not just metal, but possibilities. And one day, a child walked past his workshop, stopping to watch, just as Daniel had once stopped at the blacksmith shop. His eyes were wide with wonder. Daniel looked up, smiled, and said, "Do not wait for the iron to be hot. Make it hot by striking." Ladies and gentlemen, life is not about waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment will never come. Too many people stand at the edge of their dreams, waiting for everything to line up, waiting for certainty, waiting for the world to give them permission. But greatness doesn't come from waiting. It comes from striking, from picking up the hammer even when your hands are unsure, from taking the first step even when the road is unclear. You see, Daniel was not born extraordinary. He was an ordinary man with an extraordinary decision to begin before he was ready. And that is the lesson for all of us. What dream have you been holding back, waiting for the right time to start? What goal have you placed on a shelf because conditions didn't feel perfect? The truth is, you will never feel fully ready. The stars may never align. But the moment you strike, the moment you take action, you create the heat, the fire, the momentum. Courage is not waiting. Courage is moving forward even when the iron feels cold. Courage is striking again and again until the heat comes. So I ask you today, what will you strike? Will you write that first page of your book? Will you take that step toward a new career? Will you start that business, learn that skill, make that call, begin that journey? Remember Daniel, the boy who could have waited forever but chose to strike. His story is not just his, it can be yours. The question is not whether the iron is ready. The question is whether you are ready to pick up the hammer. Do not wait. Strike. Create the fire. Shape your destiny. Thank you.